George. G-R. Yeah. Sorry, as you get old, the hearing's the first thing to go. And welcome everybody to Clothier Field for today's Centennial Conference matchup between the Swarthmore Garnet and the Mules of Muhlenberg. Welcome everybody, Mark Narducci for the first of two games today that we hope are played. It's overcast today. There is rain in the forecast. But right as of now, we're ready to go. And few teams in Division III are hotter than the Garnet, who come into today 13-2, but winners of 12 in a row. Meanwhile, Muhlenberg is 8-10, 1-1 in the Centennial. Swarthmore is 2-0 in the Centennial, coming off its first two Centennial wins at F&M on Saturday. For Swarthmore, we'll go defensively. Gwen Glatz will be the pitcher in the first game. Olivia McClammy catching. Emily Bertrand at first, Laura Harai at second, Alex Simon third, Myra Estrella at third, Alex Simon at short, Flannery McFadden the left field, Sam Hastings the center fielder, and Kate Hart the right fielder. Leading off from Muhlenberg is Sarah Karmazin, who is one of their top players this year. She's the third baseman. It'll be Sarah Karmazin at third. Hitting second, Sabrina Reichelt in right field. The catcher hitting third is Jenna Cicchetti. The cleanup hitter is Sarah Fallon, who is a designated player. Kaya Mahi is your shortstop, hitting fifth. Hitting sixth is Caitlin Berman at first base. Cora Bridges is pitching and hitting seventh. Jillian Zach playing center field, hitting eighth. And Kristen Oberg is your left fielder and batting ninth. 2-0 to Karmazin, who's batting .345. Returning all-conference player for the Mules. Grounder up the middle for a base hit. So Karmazin leads off with a base hit, her 20th of the season. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Sabrina Reichelt, who's hitting .357 on the season. Looking to sacrifice that time, and it's fouled. Gwen Glatz has had an outstanding year on the mound. She's basically been the number 2 pitcher for the Garnet, and what a number 2 she's been. 3-1 with a 2.21 ERA. This is her 7th game, or excuse me, her 8th appearance. This is her 7th start. She's pitched 3 complete games. Bunt again, foul. 0-2. In 38 innings, Glatz has struck out 28 and walked 12, and opponents are batting just .224 against her. Reichelt bunting with 2 strikes there, and she's out. For the first out. Diane Carden is the home plate umpire. George Brim on the bases here in the first game. Now up is Jenna Cicchetti, the catcher. One of the best defensive catchers in Division III, but she's also hitting .298. That's popped out of play. Cicchetti has started the previous all of 18, now starting her 19th straight game this season. 1 extra base hit, a double, 2 RBI, but does make contact. Simon, Harai, double play. So Swarthmore, the top defensive team in the Centennial Conference, turns the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So no runs, a hit, nobody left on base as Swarthmore now coming to bat. And they will be facing Cora Bridges, the right-hander there, who is 2-5 on the season with a 3.80 ERA. The Swarthmore lineup, which includes 7 players hitting 300 or above. Myra Estrella leading off, playing third base. Laura Harai, the second baseman, hits second. The pitcher, Gwen Glatz, is third. Technically, she's listed as the DP, but you saw she is pitching. And that's for if she comes out of the game purposes. The cleanup hitter and the catcher is Olivia McClammy. Batting fifth is the first baseman, Emily Bertrand. Alex Simon, the shortstop, hits sixth. Kate Hart bats seventh and plays right field. Sam Hastings batting eighth in center. And Flannery McFadden, the left fielder, batting ninth. Myra Estrella, the leadoff batter, is also leading the Centennial Conference in batting average. She is hitting .514, and her on-base percentage is .538. Takes that first pitch inside for a ball. Bridges is a senior from Steinert High School. She's from Hamilton, New Jersey. Steinert always fielding a strong program in Mercer County. That's high for ball two. 2-1 the count. In 35 innings, she has struck out 36, so she's striking out more than one per inning, but also has walked 17. So we'll see how patient the Garnet will be at the plate. That's right down the middle for strike two as Estrella swings through that. Estrella with 5 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples. That's low. The count's now full. And 1 home run. By the way, the Garnet have been very effective stealing bases, but in Cicchetti, they're facing a catcher who is the 2-time Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Year, so that's going to be a very interesting matchup that we'll see. Got way ahead of that, Estrella, and fouled it off. The count remains full. And she gets her for strike 3. Took something off on that. And as we said, Bridges averaging more than a strikeout per game. And that'll bring up Laura Harai, the second baseman, the senior from London, England. Harai batting .370. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Karmazin at third was playing up. Now moves back just a few steps And I'll tell you, Bridges is on these first two batters and ahead now 0-2 in the count. Outside, 1-2. Araya's been a good table setter. She has a .442 on base percentage. That's outside, ball 2. Low, ball 3. Second straight full count that we've had on a batter. Harai chokes up, has great back control. Just gets a piece of that to stay alive, and the count remains full. Actually, she offered at what looked like would have been ball 4, high and outside, but again, with so much movement, popped into left field. Right there is Oberg, and she makes the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Gwen Glatz, the senior from Exeter, PA, and we talked about her pitching, but she's had a great season at the plate, hitting .449. Also very strong defensively. When she doesn't pitch, we'll likely see her at third base. That ball dropped just out of the strike zone for ball 1. Glatz is third on the team with 15 runs scored. That's high, ball 2. She's also second on the team with 16 RBI. 7 extra base hits she has, 6 doubles and a triple. Jammed that time and fouls it way out of play. That's a very tough pitch by Bridges. So 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Pulls the string on that and swings through it for strike 2. Bridges taking something off of those pitches, and so far the Swarthmore hitters have been ahead of the ball. That's high for ball 3. Yet another full count. That was a very tough pitch that she fouled off to stay alive. Outside corner. Just got a piece of it. Count remains 3-2. Again, jammed. And one thing you're noticing about Bridges early on, she is working both sides of the plate. That time jammed Glatz, fouled it out to the third base side. The pitch before that, tried to get her on the outside corner, fouled it off to the first base side. Ball into center field. And that one will drop in as Jillian Zach couldn't quite get to it, so Gwen Glatz is a 2-out base runner here. For the cleanup hitter, Olivia McClammy. McClammy hitting .478. What a season the freshman has had so far. Out of play. Has 5 home runs, 25 RBI, leads the Centennial Conference in home runs. And is tied for first place in RBI. Fouled it just out of play, and Bridges may have gotten away with one that time because that was right over the plate, giving McClammy a chance to extend her arms and show her power. The freshman from Riverside, Connecticut, down 0-2 in the count. That's high. Ball 1. And you see Cicchetti look toward Glatz at first base. Did not make the throw, but I'll tell you, she's got a gun. Not sure how interested Swarthmore will be in trying to test that. Again, ahead of that pitch and fouled. And Emily Bertrand, the on-deck batter, had to step out of that one. So it's 1-2 to McClammy, who has really shown great versatility. Has played first base, right field. There's a shot to center field. Zach right there, though, to make the put out for the third out. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. We're through 1, and there's no score between Swarthmore and Muhlenberg. First of 2 here today at Clothier Field. There were a few sprinkles out there. In fact, it's funny, Melissa Finley, who was a former college pitcher, went out to the mound and was just trying to do a little landscaping there with her feet there, trying to make the mound better for Glatz coming up. For Muhlenberg here in the top of the second, it'll be Sarah Fallon, Kaya Mahey, and Caitlin Berman. The Mules, as we mentioned, 1-1 in the Centennial Conference. Most of the Centennial Conference teams began their schedules over the weekend. Muhlenberg split a doubleheader at McDaniel, losing 2-0 in the first game, but then winning 8-5 in the second. Bridges was the pitcher in that first game. Obviously, did a fine job, but didn't get the offensive support. So Sarah Fallon up. She's listed as the designated player. Fallon is hitting .667, but a little deceptive because this is only her third game. She's 4 for 6 on the season. Glatz just missed. That ball had plenty of movement on it. Almost caught the outside corner. McClammy doing a nice job trying to frame that pitch. Of Fallon's 4 hits, 1 is for extra bases, but it was a home run. Fallon, a junior from Wallingford, Connecticut. That's low and inside, and all of a sudden the count is 3-0. In her limited plate appearances this year, Fallon has not drawn a walk. Fouls that one back right at us, swinging with a big cut at 3-0. The 3-1 pitch, straight to there as Fallon swung through that. Glatz was one of the winning pitchers for Swarthmore as that ball's fouled away. Against F&M, Franklin and Marshall. She had an impressive performance in the 4-1 win. Struck out 8 and walked just 1. Jammed. Bertrand chasing it, but out of play. So Sarah Fallon really hanging in there. Doesn't wear the batting gloves and takes it for ball 4. That was on the outside corner. Kaya Mayhe now to the plate. Freshman from Springfield, New Jersey, Jonathan Dayton High School. She's batting .308. Just missed on that first pitch on the outside corner by Glatz. There's a bunt. Glatz over the first to Harai, who's covering. Successful sacrifice by Mayhe. Sacrifice 1-4. That shows you how much Muhlenberg respects the pitching of Swarthmore. Bunting with your number 5 hitter in the top of the second inning. Interesting. Caitlin Berman now at the plate, the first baseman. Just missed. Glatz is just missing that pitch on the outside corner. Berman hitting .237. Another freshman from Sussex, New Jersey. Outside. Ball 2. You know, we talked about Cicchetti having a strong arm for Muhlenberg. McClammy has a gun as well for the Garnet. Out of play, 2-1. Last week against Penn State Brandywine, McClammy was playing right field, threw a runner out, trying to go to third. Melissa Finley, the head coach, said it was one of the best throws she's ever seen. That's out of play. 2-2. Berman has 9 hits, all of them singles. Grounder, Simon looks the runner and makes the play at first for the second out. Simon is just so short-handed. She's one of the better defensive shortstops that you'll see. Cora Bridges, the pitcher at the plate. I'll tell you, there's a little difference in the offenses of these two teams. That's out of play. Swarthmore's lineup today has 7 players hitting .300 or better. Muhlenberg with 4. Although, in all fairness, one of the people not hitting .300 was Cicchetti, who came into the game batting .298. That's high. McClammy faked the throw to second base. Sarah Fallon, the 2-out runner at second. No score here in the bottom of the second. Just missed. Again, Gwen Glatz is not missing by much on that outside pitch. Tell you, so far, the players from Muhlenberg have shown a really good eye at the plate. Goes inside that time and swings through it, and the count's 2-2. That's interesting. Now let's see if Glatz tries to go back to that outside corner. As we mentioned, she's not missing by much. That was a tough pitch, that inside pitch that she just had. That one's more down the middle, and it's fouled away. Count remains 2-2. Sarah Fallon, the runner at second, 2 outs. She walked, was sacrificed to second by Mayhe. Misses on the outside. Pretty good stab that time behind the plate by McClammy, and the count is full. I think she's going to try to go back on that inside pitch. She got that strike there, and she gets her for strike 3 on the off-speed pitch. So no runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. We're going in the bottom of the second inning. No score between Swarthmore and Muhlenberg. For Swarthmore, it'll be Emily Bertrand, Alex Simon, and Kate Hart here in the bottom of the second inning. We expect Meg Ozwala, who has been really the best pitcher in the Centennial Conference, to pitch game number 2 for Swarthmore. It's interesting, Melissa Simon, when asked about, why go Glatz 1, game 1, Ozwala 2, she said, and she made a great point. She says, well, Glatz, plays third base. She'll be on her feet more. So you'd rather have that after she pitches than the game before. So it's probably for the conference games. I mean, there could be changes, but it's probably going to be this way for a lot of it, with Glatz going the first game and Ozwala the second. Emily Bertrand, the first baseman now, hitting .395. That one just missed on the outside corner. Bertrand, a freshman from San Diego. High, ball 2. Cannon Crest Academy she attended. Has 4 extra base hits this season, all of them doubles. Out of play. 2-1. Bertrand's also had a fine year on the mound. She 3-0 with a 1.58 ERA. That one almost rolled in that time. So it is 3-1. Emily has walked just one time this season. Now it's 2-2, I believe. That ball drops, and it's a base hit to right field. So Bertrand is a leadoff base runner. Shortstop Alex Simon is at the plate now, and she has been hot at the plate lately. She is hitting .356. 2 home runs, and both of them came in recent action. Strike one. Boy, Bridges with some great late movement there. High, ball one. Karmazin, the third baseman, not playing up that much. There's a ball into right center field, and that'll drop for a base hit. Bertrand will stop at second. And the Garnet have their first 2 batters on here in the bottom of the second. Kate Hart at the plate hitting .258, the right fielder. Bunts it. Karmazin makes the throw over the first. Gets her for the sacrifice. Sacrifice 5-3 on that. So with runners at second and third, Sam Hastings to the plate now, the center fielder. And she is hitting .273. We'll see if we see any kind of bunt action here. There's a strike. Hastings has 3 extra base hits, all doubles, and she hit her. So that'll load the bases. And normally you'll say, well, we have the number 9 batter up. We can get out of this. But this is Flannery McFadden. And as I said in a prior telecast, she's almost like a second leadoff hitter batting 9th. McFadden has platoon. This is her 9th start this season, her 12th appearance. She's hitting .409. Nine for 22, but she has great bat control, and she really, really has tremendous speed. So we'll see how. That one's fouled out of play. McFadden, excuse me, has 1 extra base hit, a triple. That one just missed. Bases loaded. One down. That's high. 2-1. Tell you, if McFadden slaps at it and the fielders have to go any length to get it, they're going to have trouble getting her out because of the way she runs. 2-2. McFadden, a sophomore from Denver, North Carolina. There it is. Coming home for the force out there is a nice job by Bridges to Cicchetti for the force. So the bases remain loaded on that 1-2 fielder's choice. Sarah Leavenworth now out talking to umpire Diane Carden. And she's going to talk to George Prim and have a discussion here. I don't know if she's saying that the runners left early or not. Whatever the question, you saw Diane Carden make the safe sign there. So that'll bring up the top of the order and Maya Estrella. Maya struck out her first time up. That dropped her average all the way down to 500. Takes that first pitch for strike one, excuse me. Averages drop a lot, still early in the season. Off speed pitch that time, and Bridges now ahead of the count, 0-2. Bases loaded, Simon the lead runner at third. That's high, ball one. Hastings at second, McFadden at first. Wow, did that have tremendous movement on it, but it broke out of the strike zone. So it's 2-2. That kind of late breaking movement, very tough for the hitters to pick up. Again, as we've seen several times already, Swarthmore players getting a little ahead of that and pulling it way foul. Two and two the count to Maya Estrella. Bases loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Again, stayed alive by fouling off a very tough pitch, which was low and outside. Muhlenberg has played one of the toughest schedules in the country. We'll talk a little about that as we get to it. That's low, ball 3, and the count is full. Now she took something off of that. I expect her to come in with some heat here. High for ball 4. And the first run is in. So that'll bring up Laura Harai. By the way, the 10th RBI of the season. And we're going to have looks like a little change here. Brooke Canini coming in the pinch hit. So Canini, coming in the pinch hit, is hitting a .375. So it's 1-0 Swarthmore here in the bottom of the second. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This is Canini's 13th appearance this season. There's an outside pitch that, again, great late movement, swings through it. What's interesting is she has 9 hits on the season, 4 of them for extra bases, including 2 doubles. Pop up. Making the run is Jillian Zach. And a very tough play from center field. She got a little bit of a late start on that, but made an outstanding catch for the 3rd out. So 1 run that inning on just 1 hit and 3 left on base. We're through 2, and it's Swarthmore 1 and Muhlenberg nothing. By the way, Laura Harai back into the game at second base for Swarthmore. So for Muhlenberg, it'll be the bottom of the order. Zach Oberg, and then the leadoff hitter, Karmazin, here in the top of the 3rd inning. So we mentioned Swarthmore has won 12 in a row. We last broadcast against Penn State Brandywine. That was on March 31st. That was a 10-2 win in the first game in 6 innings due to the 8-run rule, and then 6-4 in the nightcap. Zach grounds out for the 1st out. And that'll bring up Kristen Oberg. Oberg batting .231 on the season. A senior from East Windsor, New Jersey, Heightstown. Muhlenberg with several players from New Jersey on the roster. That's ball 1. Right down the middle for strike 1. So we said Glatz threw 94 pitches her last time out in that 4-1 win. There's Simon, deep in the hole, makes the throw and makes it look easy for out number 2. You know, the thing about Simon is she has such great confidence in that gun of an arm of hers that she doesn't rush things. Took her time, if you noticed on that play, had just tremendous footwork as well. Karmazin, Sarah, the top of the order now, had a base hit her first time up. Takes the first pitch for ball one. Recently got her 100th career hit. That ball's up the middle, and it's through for a base hit. So Karmazin is 2 for 2. So Sabrina Reichelt now, she struck out her first time up. Karmazin has 2 stolen bases in 2 attempts. Don't know if she wants to test McClammy's arm, especially down 1-0 here in the top of the third. That's going to be a tough play for Glatz, and she overthrows it. Karmazin goes to third. That was ruled an error. Jenna Cicchetti now at the plate. I'll be honest, I'm not sure Glatz would have been able to get her on that throw, but then obviously the overthrow was the error, but it was ruled an error all the way. There's strike one. And Reichelt, no challenge there as she goes to second base. That's her 3rd stolen base this season. So now the Mules have runners at second and third, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Again, just got ahead of that and pulled it foul. And I think Glatz might feel a little fortunate of that. That ball hung up on there, and Cicchetti was just ahead of it. So Glatz ahead of the count, 0-2. Cicchetti grounded into a double play, 6-4-3 that was started by Simon. That ended the first inning. And she gets her for strike 3. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We're now entering the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it is Swarthmore 1, Muhlenberg 0. For Swarthmore here in the bottom of the 3rd, it'll be 3-4-5. Gwen Glatz, Olivia McClammy, and Emily Bertrand. Swarthmore, as we mentioned, really one of the top defensive teams in the Centennial Conference. And that's one reason why the Garnet have had this 12-game winning streak. So Gwen Glatz, who had a base hit her first time up, at the plate. That's ball one. Glatz now hitting .460 with that first inning base hit. Out of play. 1-1. Ball two. Bridges has thrown a lot of pitches, 53 in the first 2 innings. Oh, that one just missed. 2-2 the count to Glatz. Glatz came into the game with a robust .509 on-base percentage. And there's ball four. So Olivia McClammy steps to the plate. McClammy flew out to Zach in center field her first time up. Low for ball one, and you could see that Bridges doesn't want to give McClammy anything high up in the strike zone. There's a strike, 1-1. Delayed call that time by home plate umpire Diane Carden. Again, what you're seeing from Bridges and what has been very, very tough for the Swarthmore hitters, just great late movement on her pitches. That one's out of play. Glatz, the runner at first, has stolen 6 bases in 8 attempts. The Garnet have had great success on the base pass. That's low for a ball, and there's Glatz. Cicchetti makes the throw, but it's like a wild pitch on that. Oh, official score says stolen base. So Glatz, with her 7th steal of the year, she's in scoring position. Grounded to short. Mayhe with a long throw over the first. Just not in time. That was deep in the hole. Glatz stayed at second base, so the Garnet have runners at first and second, no one out here in the third. Emily Bertrand at the plate. She singled her first time up. That one's out of play. Actually fouled, a ball rolled across the street. Showing bunt that time, but then pulls it back. Ball was out of the strike zone. Let's see if that gets Karmazin, the third baseman, to play up more. I had to think. Up, tries to bunt that time. And they do. They have the rotation play. Mayhe, the shortstop, went to third as Karmazin was charging on the play. The Cora Bridges in a little bit of a jam here in the bottom of the third inning. Swarthmore with runners at first and second, nobody out. Bridges ahead of the count though, 1-2. Way out of the strike zone, 2-2. Jammed her, but right there is Karmazin to make the play. That was an excellent pitch by Bridges. Jammed Bertrand, who hit it off the fists. And now Alex Simon to the plate. Simon singled her first time up, and that one's way out of play. Simon hit a home run in Saturday's opening 4-1 win over F&M to aid the effort of Glatz. That's high, 1-1. Out of play again. Simon, the freshman from Hollywood, Florida. Second straight batter. Bridges ahead now, 1-2. There's a shot to deep left field. Going way back on it is Oberg, and she makes the catch for out number 2. Well, Simon really tagged that one. But that'll leave it up to Kate Hart now with 2 outs. Kate sacrificed her first time up. There's ball 1. Bridges making some really good pitches here. That ball that tails out of the strike zone, the outside corner, very tough to hit. That's high. 2-1. Out of play again. Berman, the first baseman, went to chase it, but that was out of play. Low, and I'll tell you, Hart flinched at that, but then the late movement, she was able to hold up. That Line drive, and right there is Mayhe to grab it for the third out. So no runs, 1 hit, and 2 left on base. We're through 3, and it's 1-0 Swarthmore. So Gwen Glatz has been very efficient over her first 3 innings for Swarthmore. In 3 innings, she's allowed 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 3, and has thrown just 40 pitches. So she's had an efficient go of it. Meanwhile, Bridges has thrown 78 pitches in the first 3 innings. So in the 4th inning for Muhlenberg, it'll be Sarah Fallon, Kaya Mayhe, and Caitlin Berman. Muhlenberg came into this game with a .282 team batting average, having scored 83 runs in 18 games. That's high for ball 1. Fallon walked her first time up. As we said, just her 3rd game of the season, came into today 4 for 6. Oh, that ball broke late and just out of the strike zone. 2-0 to Fallon. There's a strike right on the outside corner. That's the pitch that she was missing on before. Oh, excuse me, that previous ball was a ball, so now it's 2-2. I'll tell you, Fallon has worked 2 good at bats. She jammed her there, out of play. Count remains 2-2. And she gets her for a called 3rd strike. That was an outstanding pitch. Fourth strikeout for Gwen Glatz. That'll bring up Kaya Mayhe, who sacrificed her first time up. And she takes that pitch for a strike. So the outside corner, which was a little elusive for Glatz earlier in the game, at least this inning, she's hitting it for strikes. Jammed her that time, but it's a base hit. And Mayhe's a 1-out base runner. Caitlin Berman at the plate. She grounded out her first time to Simon at shortstop. Ball foul. Estrella going for that. Berman bunts through that one, and it's strike two. Mahy with 2 stolen bases in 2 attempts. Low for a ball. One and two. Inside, ball 2. And she gets her on an off-speed pitch for strike 3. 5th strikeout for Gwen Glatz. And Cora Bridges, who's at the plate, was one of those strikeout victims. Strike 1. I know Glatz gave up that 1-out single to Mahy, but she has been very efficient here in the 4th. Out of play. And she's now ahead. 0-2. Grounder, Glatz off her glove, still has time, makes the underhand throw for the 3rd out. A really, really efficient inning by Gwen Glatz. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. And this has been a pitcher's duel so far, heading into the bottom of the 4th inning. Swarthmore leading Muhlenberg by a 1-0 score. Sarah Leavenworth, the coach of Muhlenberg, was a catcher herself in college. She began her career at Southern Mississippi. She was on a 99 squad that advanced the NCAA Division I Women's World Series and spent 1 season at the University of New Mexico. And besides being the softball coach at Muhlenberg, she is the assistant athletic director for leadership and development. For Swarthmore, it'll be Hastings, McFadden, and then the top of the order, Maya Estrella, here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pops it up. Again, getting a good beat on the ball was Zach in center field, and she makes the put out for the first out. Flannery McFadden, who hit into a fielder's choice her first time up. Has that slap swing for a foul ball. Karmazin at third base has to be aware of her speed. Yep, she showed bunt there. Pulled it back in time for ball one. McFadden now hitting .391 as she fouls that out. That's high. 2-2. Pop up. Mayhe right there to make the catch for out number 2. Maya Estrella now the leadoff batter. Had a bases loaded walk for the game's lone run her last time up. There's a number that time, and Bridges could not make the play. Base hit. That would have been a tough play if Bridges even could have made it, so it's ruled an infield base hit. Estrella, by the way, 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Harai now up the middle for a base hit. Remember last time, Conini came in to pinch hit for her, but Laura back in the game. And she gets her 18th hit of the season. So Gwen Glatz looking to help her cause here with 2 outs. Runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 4th. There's a strike. Glatz has been on base both times she's been up today with a base hit in the 4th. And a walk and a stolen base in the 3rd. That was her 7th steal of the year. And there's a shot to left center field, and that ball's going to drop for extra bases. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score on the 2-run double by Gwen Glatz. RBI number 17 and 18 on the season for Glatz, and it is now 3-0 Swarthmore. And Olivia McClammy again. How many times have we seen that the Swarthmore hitters have gotten in front of one of those pitches and pulled it way foul? Although that pitch gives a little bit of indication of the power of McClammy, who's 1 for 2. That ball's low, and an excellent job by Cicchetti getting to that. That looked like it had wild pitch written all over it. Cicchetti with a great job getting there. That ball just missed on the outside corner. If you noticed on that, at the last minute, the catcher Cicchetti set up outside. Again, they don't want to give McClammy anything in the middle of the plate. Pops it up. Oberg and Mayhe. And Mayhe makes the catch. It looked like that ball might pop out of there, but Mayhe stayed with it and made the catch for the third out. But 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 left on base. We're through 4, and it's 3-0 Swarthmore. So Glatz helped herself out with a 2-run double, her 7th double of the year, now 18 RBI. She's just having a tremendous two-way season. So Glatz takes the mound after getting that big double, running the bases and everything. Glatz is at 56 pitches in the first 4 innings. So she certainly has been efficient. She's allowed 3 hits, walked 1, has struck out 5. Swarthmore looking to extend its 12-game winning streak. So it'll be Zach, Oberg, and then the top of the order, Karmazin, here in the 5th inning. Grounder, Glatz, over the first for the first out. You know, besides all the other things she's done this year, offensively, pitching, she also fields her position extremely well, as you saw there, just getting off the mound very quickly. Was able to take her time on the throw. And she's shown that same defensive excellence while playing third base. There's a strike to Kristen Oberg. And I'll tell you what, McClammy on that pitch did a great job framing that. Really sold it. It looked like it was going to be a little low, and McClammy did a great job. Grounder, Estrella has the long throw, and she makes it for out number 2.
Keep it going, 2. Keep it going, 2.
0-3-0 for Muhlenberg. 3-7-1 for the Garnet. It's the top of the order, Sarah Karmazin. Fouls that out of play. She's 2 for 2. Sarah now hitting .368. Just outside for a ball, 1-1. Karmazin now with 22 hits. That's out of play, 1-2. 5 for extra base hits, 4 doubles, and a triple. And she entered the game with a .400 on-base percentage. There's a ground ball. Harai has to make the throw and does for the third out. So 3 up and 3 down. No runs, hits, and nobody left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it is 5-0 or 3-0 Swarthmore. We're going to have a change at the pitcher's mound, it looks like. It looks like Bridges is going to second base. We haven't seen the pitcher come out yet. And the new pitcher will be number 10, Justine Bergara, a freshman from Swarthmore, California, Sierra Canyon High School. And Bergara and Bridges have really done the brunt of the pitching. Bergara is 3-1 on the season. And we also have a new catcher in this game. Is number 21, Ava Calabrese, a freshman from Summit, New Jersey. And Cicchetti goes to first base now. So a new battery there. In fact, an all freshman battery. Bergman and Calabrese. Emily Bertrand leads things off here in the bottom of the 5th for Swarthmore, leading 3-0. Oh, ground ball, and that was a rocket that time. Karmazan couldn't get to that. That was a rocket. That'll be a base hit. Alex Simon, who's 1 for 2 with a base hit and a run scored. There's a strike. Simon singled and scored her first time up on a bases loaded walk, and then she flew out to left field her last time at the plate. Nice job by Calabrese that time behind the plate on a ball that was way out of the strike zone. Oh, making a great running catch was Reichelt that time in right field. I thought that was going to be way out of play. She's right up against the fence for the first out. Kate Hart, who's officially 0 for 1. There's a strike. High, ball 2. Low, ball 2. By the way, Cora Bridges pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 runs, all earned. Outside for ball 4. She walked 2, struck out 1, hit a batter, and threw 92 pitches in the 4 innings. So with runners at first and second, 1 down here in the 5th, Swarthmore looking to add to its 3-0 lead. Sam Hastings at the plate. Low. Begara's pitches are having late movement, but they've been dropping out of the strike zone. She's been getting behind hitters. There's a strike right down the middle. 1-1. Hastings 0 for 1 flew out to Zach in center fielder last time up. She was also hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Lays a bump, but that was foul. You'll see that a lot of time. The player won't show any inclination to bunt. Have a strike on him and then try to lay one down. Inside, ball 2, 2-2 the count. Looks like Molly O'Sullivan has a bat on the on-deck circle for Swarthmore, so we could be seeing a pinch hitter here. It's low. Calabrese unable to get that wild pitch. So Bertrand, the runner at third base, and Kate Hart at first. Full count to Sam Hastings. Grounder over the first, and job well done by Begara. And now we will have Molly O'Sullivan coming to the plate. O'Sullivan's done some pitching this year for the team as well. At the plate, she's only had 3 at-bats, 1 for 3, so O'Sullivan, the sophomore from Orland Park, Illinois, Carl Sandburg High School. Bergauer trying to get out of a fifth inning jam here. Excellent pitch that time for strike one as Sullivan swung through that. She's also appeared in 3 games on the mound, has thrown 5 2/3 innings. That's high. 1-1. And if you're Bergauer, you want to get out of this with the dangerous Maya Stera on deck. There's a ball that's in the left field. That'll drop for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs score on the 2-run single by Molly O'Sullivan. And Sullivan goes to second on the throw home. And now Flannery will re-enter for Sullivan. So O'Sullivan, who had 1 RBI in those 3 at-bats entering the game, now doubles that total. Off the fists for a foul. Just in case you're wondering, Flannery McFadden at second base has stolen 2 bases in 2 attempts. Swings through that for strike 2. Estrella is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single and a run scored. Low. Ball 1. Estrella entered the day hitting .514 and leading the Centennial Conference in batting. That's inside. Ball 2. Two into the count, 2 outs. McFadden the runner at second. And she gets it for strike 3. But 2 more runs. The big hit that inning, the 2-run single by Molly O'Sullivan. And through 5, it is 5-0 Swarthmore. Glatz in 5 innings has allowed just 3 hits, 1 walk, has struck out 5. And as we've said all game, she's been very efficient. 63 pitches. So for Muhlenberg, here in the 6th inning, it'll be hitters 2 through 4. Sabrina Reichout, Gina Cicchetti, and Sarah Fallon. Reichout is 0 for 2. Struck out her first time up, reached base on an error in the 3rd inning. She's now batting .333. Came into the game with just 28 at-bats. Tags that to center. But right there making the play is Hastings for the first out. Jenna Cicchetti now at the plate. He's had a rough time of things, hit into a double play in the 1st inning. Struck out her last time at bat. Gwen Glatz has gone the distance here for Swarthmore. Out of play for strike 1. 1-1. Of course, Cicchetti started the game at catcher. We saw the great command that she had behind the plate. Now at first base. She's jammed, and that's a bad hop over a stirrer for a base hit. So Cicchetti is a 1-out base runner. Sarah Fallon is 0 for 1 with a walk. Ball 1. Or excuse me, make that strike 1. One and one now, the count to Sarah Fallon. Cicchetti looking like she may run, but I think she's just bluffing, down 5. Yep, see, she took off and then just stopped. Is there strike 2? Don't know, even if Muhlenberg weren't down 5, if you'd want to test McClammy's arm. And a called 3rd strike for the 2nd out. Sixth strikeout for Gwen Glatz. Shortstop Kaya Mayhe, 1 for 1 with a sacrifice. Here's ball 1. You know, almost every pitch, Cicchetti, the runner at first base, threatens the run and then just stops. Did it again, and there's McClammy with a snap throw, and that was close. Well, if you wanted to see an example of the arm McClammy has, there it is, because Cicchetti was not very far off the bag, and that was a close play. That ball will drop in for a base hit, and it's going to be extra bases now. Cicchetti rounding third. She'll score, and Mayhe in with an RBI triple. It is now 5-1, Swarthmore. RBI number 7 on the season for Mayhe, and that's her second triple as well. She's had quite a day. In fact, she's had quite a day offensively and defensively. And now Ava Calabrese at the plate. Calabrese hitting .263 on the season, 5 for 19. She came into the game in the 5th inning. Swings through that for strike 2. She's hitting in the spot of first baseman Caitlin Berman, who was 0 for 2. Berman was playing first base. Cicchetti went over the first base. And Calabrese now the catcher. Outside. How about McClammy? She asked for an appeal on that. The umpire on the bases, George Brim, said nope, that was no swing. But hey, never hurts asking. Grounder, Harai makes the play for the 3rd out. So 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left on base. We're going in the middle of the 6th inning, and it is Swarthmore 5 and Muhlenberg 1. Been another good pitching performance, as we've seen plenty of them this year for Swarthmore. As we mentioned, the ace, Megazwala, expected to be the starter in the 2nd game of this doubleheader between these two Centennial Conference teams. We talked about Muhlenberg's schedule this year. Started the season off playing at Christopher Newport and lost 2 games there. But Christopher Newport is only number 1 in the nation right now. Then Muhlenberg played its next 2 games at Virginia Wesleyan. Lost those games, but Virginia Wesleyan, the defending champs. So that's a tough way to begin the season. So you're 0-4, losing convincingly to Christopher Newport, losing 1 out of 2 convincingly to Virginia Wesleyan. You have to be 8-10 at this point. Not a bad job by the Mules. Laura Harai here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pops that ball in the left, but Oberg right there to make the catch for the 1st out. Pitcher Gwen Glatz, who has had an outstanding day. She's been on base all 3 times. 2 for 2 with a walk, a stolen base, and a 2-run double her last time up. Swarthmore at 13-2. Winners of 12 straight. There's a strike. Pretty good velocity, too, by Bergara. Counts even at 1. Tries to go the other way, and that's foul. Glatz with now 18 RBI this season. She's up their average now to .470. I'll tell you what, the Muhlenberg bench thought they got that strike. It looked a little low. You can't convince the Mules that, though. They thought that was strike 3. There's a foul. Count stays at 2-2. Swarthmore up 5-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Just gets a piece of it, and that should drop in. And it does, as Zach made a valiant effort in center field for it. And Glatz is on for the 4th time this game. Olivia McClammy now at the plate. Olivia 1 for 3 with an infield base hit. Wow, and just as she did on that play, several times today, McClammy has gotten some great cuts, but she's been ahead of the pitch a little bit, and she's pulled it way foul. Just saw her, you saw that at bat there. Great bat speed. Pop up. Third base. Karmazin with the catch for out number 2. Emily Bertrand has had a big day here for the Garnet. 2 for 3, 2 singles, and a run scored. Glatz is going. And she's out. What a throw by Calabrese that time.
Let's go, let's go.
So that'll do it for the Garnet in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Glatz will go back to the mound after being thrown out on that attempted steal and try to close things out here for Swarthmore in the 7th inning. Just another outstanding pitching performance by Swarthmore. Not counting this game, Swarthmore has gone 10 straight games allowing 3 or fewer runs. No wonder this team's on a 12-game winning streak. Glatz in 6 innings has allowed 1 run, it's earned, 5 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts, and has made 80 pitches. So the bottom of the order here in the top of the 7th for the Mules. Cora Bridges, Jillian Zach, and Kristen Oberg.
Come on, 12. Come on, 12.
Bridges 0 for 2. Harai makes the play for the first out. Harai so sure-handed there at second base. Jillian Zach 0 for 2 today, but I'll tell you what, she has played a tremendous center field. Gets a great jump on the ball, reads it well. That pitch was a ball by Glatz, but that might have been one of the hardest ones she's thrown here. No sign of fatigue for the senior right-hander here in the 7th inning. Took something off of that, and Zach swung through it. Out of play. Glatz ahead 1-2.
Come on, 9. Come on, 9.
Zach's a sophomore from Colts Neck, New Jersey, St. John Vianney. Of course, most people know St. John Vianney as one of the great basketball programs in this country. Just missed. 2-2. Remember early in the game, Glatz was having a little trouble with that outside corner. Not so much the last few innings. Pitches are inside that time and fouls.
Come on, 9. Come on,
9. Tried to pull the string on that when it hung. Glatz actually probably fortunate that that was way outside. So the count's full to Zach. Grounder, base hit. I'll tell you what, I think Kate Hart was thinking about if she picked that up cleanly, maybe trying to get Zach out at first base.
Come on, KO. Come on, KO.
So the number 9 hitter, Kristen Oberg, at the plate, the left fielder. She's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to Simon at short. Pop up. Simon right there for the second out.
Come on, 2. Stay hot. 2. Stay hot. 2.
Sarah Karmazin, the major threat for this team, and the leadoff batter, is 2 for 3 today. 2 singles. Grounded out to Harai at second base. Her last time pop up. McFadden calling for it and makes the catch, and that's it. So Swarthmore wins its 14th game of the year, 13th in a row, with a 5-1 victory over Muhlenberg. Gwen Glatz was the star of this game, not only going the distance to get the win, but at the plate she was 3 for 3 with a 2-run double, and she also walked as well. So Glatz improves to 4-1 on the season in just a very effective performance. In 7 innings, 1 run earned, 6 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts, and she threw 90 pitches. So again, we expect the Ace Megazoala to go in Game 2, and we'll have that for you in approximately a half an hour. So the final score in this one, Swarthmore 5 and Muhlenberg 1. Mark Narducci saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you in about a half hour.